All right, it is my favorite day of the week. We got new jaw harp unboxing day. Here we have some of the Shaun Jones that just came in the mail. These are going to be untuned bass, untuned mid, and untuned high. And it's been about 2 years since I received anything from Shaun Jones. And he's making more harps now. I think he's making harps full-time to semi-full-time. So we're going to be trying to keep these in stock at theharper.com if we can. But the one I got in A1 or A2 from him about 2 years ago was so melodic, so nice. So let's see how his new harps are. We have a bunch of paper. Okay, paper. We'll save the paper. Now there's going to be one harp for Porky Miller, an untuned stainless bass without a tail. I'm going to keep one harp for myself, and then the rest of them are going to go to theharper.com. I'll put a link in the description above. Let's just get this cut open, see what we've got. I think there was maybe 5 harps here. Maybe, oh, looks like 6 harps. Okay, here we have low, mid, mid. Don't know what all the markings mean. We'll see here. We're going to come down, get a little bit closer. You can see you can actually see the overhead tripod in the shot, but that's okay. We're not worried about that. We're all about the harps. See what we got here. Get out my little skizzers. And I do believe these all have cases. Looks like some Amazon packages were repurposed. I like when people reduce, reuse, recycle, and whatnot. There we go. Oh, there must be the untuned mid-range stainless. One's going to Porky Miller, theharper.com. Let's see about this one. Let's see if I can get it with the little skizzer. Like having a little pair of skizzers. Little skizzers are my friend. Although I have accidentally cut a necklace case one time with them. So be careful when you're unwrapping your harps. Don't cut necklace cases. Don't cut cordage. That goes to jaw harp cases. Boom, look at that. And that is a carbon steel. It's mustard patina. I'm betting that's a base. Just based on the length. I'm a sucker for bass harps. I like harps of all varieties, but a lot of times when I'm meditating, I'll get my most flexible bass harps. So we'll see how these sound. Let's finish the unwrapping. And comment below and let me know, do you want to see me unwrapping and hear me unwrapping every single harp in a package? Or would you rather I edit that out? Ooh, that is a high. I can tell by the length. That is a high-pitched harp. Yeah, the cases are very smooth. Has a nice feel. I'm betting that's not a varnish. I'm betting that's some type of a wax or an oil on there. I like that. I'm not a huge fan of varnished cases. I like them more when they're waxed or oiled because it just has a much more natural wood feel. Same with wooden handled tools. I don't like varnishes. I like waxes. I like oils. Just a much different feel. And these are a nice feeling case. Oh, look at that. It jumped right out of there. This harp wants to be out. Oh man, that feels nice. Comment below your guesses for what woods these are. I see these two look to be made possibly out of the same wood. These are probably different woods. So yeah, comment your guesses on the woods below. That's very well packaged and reused packaging. more mid-rangey. I see these two are similar lengths. I'm just going to arrange them in order of length. Oftentimes, but not always, you can tell sort of which ones are low, sort of which ones are high. But that's going to be based on reed thickness, taper, the amount of weight that's in the last third of the harp. So you can't always just tell by length. But I'm just surmising from my own harp building. Ooh, hello. My own harp building experience. Oh, look at that. What are you? Yeah, we have some different woods. I'm not sure. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is the Porky Miller one. And I'm betting that the tones go kind of in order of length. Because that's when I build harps, that's kind of what it is. Let's see, this one and this one are different lengths. I see same pattern. Different length. Okay, let's come up here. We're going to be hitting them in the meantime with the Mighty Mist, and then let's get an ear on them, see what they sound like. Okay, now I did, in the meantime, in between shots, we did sanitize them off with the Mighty Mist, although your best bet for sanitizing your harps is always going to be hot soapy water and then drying them thoroughly, then hitting them with coconut oil. Now, the next harp here, we're going to start with the largest, and we're just going to go right down to the smallest. This is the Untuned bass with the tail. Nice case design. It feels really nice and smooth. It's either probably a beeswax or oil finish. And same case design as his harps 2 years ago. It has a bit of elastic string. And what you do is just take it off there. Harp fits in there nicely. Double it, go over, double it, go over, double it one more time, go over. Harp's in there. You can throw this in a backpack. You're going to be just fine. Good, simple, easy case design. Let's get to the harp. Now, this one is one of his carbon steel, one of his steel harps. This isn't stainless. It does have a force patina and a mustard patina, and I might be in the future doing a tutorial on mustard finishes and force patinas on harps. If anybody's interested, comment below if you do want to see that, because I would be willing to make that video. I'm seeing a reasonable length of a jaw harp here. Nice, tall, recurved trigger. And then there are markings on it. I'm seeing really nice gaps. This is what I like to see in harps. This is one of my favorite thing I like to see in harps, is the tightest portion of the gaps is right here. Right at the end where you have the most side deflection, there's actually a slight relief so that when it's compressed, if you were to press this hard up against your teeth, it compresses evenly, has pretty decent compression. Not perfect compression, but pretty close to perfect. Perfect compression in harps is extremely rare. I do see it from time to time, but yeah, very, very good compression. This is telling me, just from looking at these gaps, I'm guessing this harp's going to play very evenly without a lot of clicks. Untuned, about 23 cents below an A1. Pretty near identical play inward and outward. I like that. Really good volume. A lot of flexibility, but also a lot of snap to it too. Let's check the sustain. Let's just see how long the harp rings out. And if you want to hear how melodic a harp is, always listen to the decay of the note right at the end. That's when you hear the whoosh. Here it decays very, very cleanly. Really nice playing harp. Let's just take it up the scales. I'm just going to take it for a walk and see where it goes. Really, really nice, crisp, clean sound. Really nice playing harp. The little bit taller of a trigger takes me a little bit of getting used to. After I play this harp a little bit, I'm probably not going to get any clicks on the outward stroke because that is a little bit more awkward of a stroke. There we go. It just took me a minute to feel out that harp. Very good playing harp. Let's put that one to the side. Now we'll go on to this untuned stainless bass. Now this one does not have the force patina on it because it is stainless steel. No tail on it. And I did sanitize all these harps off in the meantime. A little bit of some interest there. See how it dips in. And we have a tall, slightly recurved trigger. A little bit of the weight, about a third of the weight is out over 90 degrees. So you have a little bit of recurve and a little bit coming right back over. And we see there's a nice little spiral there. Ooh, that's almost got, let's see, let's check that. Almost perfect compression. Tightest area is right here. Slight relief at the end. I like seeing that. Let's hear what it sounds like. Untuned, about 25 cents above a B1. Let's hear the decay and let's let it ring out. Really nice decay, good, nice sustain. This B1's a little bit stiffer than the harp near A1 I was just playing. Really, really responds to the breath. And the A1 was as well. Oh, good sustain, good volume. Both those harps play similar. They remind me of the Yakut Homus I played before, so that's a big compliment if your harps play and sound and feel like a Yakut Homus, because most of the hummus out there, hummus or hummus, I think it's pronounced hummus, out there play and sound really well. Now this one, I bet we're coming up in tone. We started around A1, now we're around B1. See this one. Oh, some nice darkened colors. Some nice notes of interest. Nether, still sticking with that recurve, slightly recurved, a little bit taller of a trigger. We have not just a loop, but there's a little bit of a spiral left in there. I'm seeing really good. We're coming up in tightness. This one looks to be tighter. Let's just check myself on this. Yeah, I'd say this one is coming up. It's a little bit tighter. It's easier to make a harp a little bit higher in tone, a little bit tighter than a harp with a really, really long reed. Here we're coming up in tightness, and we still see that slight relief at the end. I love seeing that. Let's give it. I'm just gonna guess this one is around D2. E flat 2, which would be around a D2 sharp. About 16 cents shy of a D2 sharp. Very crispy, very snappy. Very loud. Let's listen to the decay. Very snappy, very breathy sound. Let's take it out for a spin. Oh, that harp's opening up wonderfully. This is a loud harp, which a lot of times harps around D2 sharp are pretty loud. Ooh, the decay's getting better too. And I found that reeds, once you play them for like an hour or so, they tend to clean up the sound a little bit, just because if there's any slight natural curvature in the spring steel, after you vibrate it for a while, it naturally straightens out. I had an engineer, a really smart guy, a rich engineer actually told me this. I spent like an hour talking to him. I did a heating and air job for him, and I spent like an hour talking to him. Like, can you tell me about spring steels, about reeds? And I showed him a jaw harp, and he told me a whole bunch of things that really opened up my eyes to it. And I asked him, like, why do harps sometimes the sound cleans up after you play them a little bit? And he's like, well, when you vibrate a piece of steel, if it has any slight curvature in it, oftentimes the tendency is to straighten. So that's what we're hearing here. The first couple strokes, when I played this, the ending decay of it had a slight amount of fuzz, and that's starting to disappear. Yeah, harp is definitely much cleaner. Very nice melodic harp. It's playing better outward now, too. No, that is a loud harp. That's a loud D2 sharpish harp. I really like that harp. Although I think I might end up keeping the one around A1 because I'm just a sucker for that bass. Okay, let's check this one out. And this one, let's see if we're comparative. Okay, we are coming down. We're maybe a millimeter shorter. However, I do see a lot more mass on the trigger for this. So I'm betting it's somewhere close to this one is probably around a D2. I'm betting. It's actually lower than the longer one because you have a little bit more mass up front to slow it down. Let's see where we're at with it. Oh, surprise! The short harp's at near a C2. What are we? We're 33 cents below a C2. Because we have a shorter harp with a lot more weight up front. We have a harp that it's a C2, but it's got a lot of snap to it. It's got a lot of stiffness. I'm betting this is tolerant of playing fast. I see very tight gaps on this. Probably the tightest of all of them so far, or similar in tightness to the D2 sharp-ish harp. Let's give it a play. Very good decay. Ooh, very trippy sound. I like that. Everything I played so far from Shaun Jones, I'm going to give an A or an A+ rating on them. Okay, now this one here with the darker case. Let's see where we're at with that. And are we similar in size to the C2? Yes, yeah, that's the same pattern right there. That's the same pattern of harp. These are the same length, although we have a much smaller trigger. So I'm betting we're coming up. I'm betting we're going to be F2-ish. That's just my guess. F2, G2, something maybe. F2 sharp. Okay, I guessed either F2 or G2, so we're right in between F2 sharp. We are 26 cents below an F2 sharp. Instead of having a recurve, here we have kind of like an arm, like somebody's flexing type shape. Very unique there. And then we have a little bit of a spiral there. I'm seeing nice tight gaps, slight relief at the end. I wish I had a backlit wall where I could show this, because this is very, very rare. This is pretty close to perfect compression, which is, as a harp maker, I know is near impossible to get. Yeah, that's extremely good compression. Ooh, let's let this harp ring out. This harp's a player. Definitely better playing inward or toward yourself than outward on this one. But as you go up in frequency, the higher pitch harps are harder to make where it plays equally inward and outward, especially when you get into the third octave. I don't even know if it's possible to make harps in the third octave that play well outward. I don't know what the property is for that. So if anybody is a harp maker or an engineer would know the property of that, comment it below. Oh, if I ever meet that engineer again, I'm going to ask her, like, why is it? Let's give it a listen. So melodic, so beautiful, sparkly. Pretty powerful sound. I'm going to call this one Brain Sparkles. Ooh, if I didn't already have an A2 harp from him, I would probably keep this one, but that one with this very unique trigger shape, this is this has been one of my favorites, but anything around F2 is one of my favorites as well. I like harps of all designs. Now, this last one, I think this one is shorter than my A2 harp from him. And this is the only one. Most of them, the cases they have, they're not open. This is like a little open shoe on the end. Very cool. And this one is kind of unique in its construction. I'm not seeing that there's much mustard patina pattern on this. However, I'm seeing it looks almost like a forged harp. There's a little bit of interesting byproduct of the, I don't know if this is a forged harp. Comment below, Shaun Jones, if you know if this is a forged harp or not. Very, very short. A2 sharp, maybe? I'm going to guess. Oh, no, I was wrong. This is near A flat 2, so that's near a G2 sharp. We're 36 cents above that. Very, very sparkly. Decisively better playing toward yourself inward, but that's going to be expected once you get up into G2 and above for sure. Very, very melodic, very nice and sparkly. Yeah, very nice harp. I guess I forgot to talk about the gaps. I'd say pretty tight gaps. Slightest relief at the end. Not much of a relief at the end, but it's going to be most important on your lower pitch harps and your longer harps with those longer reeds to have that relief at the end. So yeah, very stable playing instrument. And a big thank you to Shaun Jones for sending these harps out to us. And these are going to be going up on theharper.com. I provided a link in the beginning of the video. There's also a link down in the description for them. And there's also going to be a link flashing up at the end screen. Anyways, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more harpery. Make sure to keep your harps clean, keep them dry, and keep them oiled. And most of all, be good to each other. I love y'all. Harp out.